First, the battery died, and a couple weeks later, the starter left my wife and son stranded in a parking lot. Then the MAF sensor died. And you know what they say, problems come in fours, right? At least the hood struts work. Well, there's the problem. This ain't made in Japan. It's a cheap remanufacturer. Where do you think this came from?
You boys like Mexico? Yeah!
Alright, let's get this done. Unless you're feeling particularly brave, go ahead and disconnect the negative battery terminal. There's only two electrical connections to worry about. The squeezy here, and under this grommet, there's a 10mm nut. Depending on your year and model, you may have a wiring loom bolted to the front. Just one 10mm, we'll take that off. You only need two sockets. A 14mm for this big pivot bolt here. And if you look down here, there's the belt tensioner adjustment lock screw, and then the actual adjustment screw. Those are both 12mm. Just crack this one loose for now. Then the 12mm adjustment lock screw. Again, don't remove it fully just yet. Lefty-loosey, and watch the alternator move and the belt get slack. Pop the belt off. Don't worry about routing, it's just 3 pulleys in a triangle. You can't mess it up. Couldn't be much easier. Now fully remove the 14mm pivot bolt. Same for the 12mm adjustment lock screw. It's in there a bit tight, but just rock it and pull it, and she'll come free. Somehow. There we go. And just lift it out, try not to snag any cables or hoses on the way out. What's one more 10mm between friends? Just gonna take off the AC line here. Here's the new spinny angry pixie maker thingy. Also made in Mexico, as if I had a choice. Just go ahead and finagle it in there the same way the old one came out. Alright, job done. Thanks for watching. Starting with the big 14mm pivot bolt, if you look down here, you can see the bracket is actually slotted. So if you want to, you can stick the bolt in partially, just to help you guide it into place. We're going to screw this in 90%, but you need to have some slack on the alternator to adjust tension, so don't run it down yet. Next, the tensioner lock screw. If you look down here, you can see it slips through that block and threads into the alternator on the other side. Here's a shot from the other side. You can see the bolt here and the alternator here. You can see where it screws in. Again, most of the way, but not tight. Slip the belt back over. It's a good time to check for wear and tear. As you tighten the 12mm adjuster, the angry pixie maker will roll up and make the belt tight. A little more. A good rule of thumb for belt tension, you should be able to flip it over halfway, but barely, and no more. That was pretty easy, so I'm going to run it down just a little bit more. Once your tension is just right, tighten the lock screw down to spec. Click. Same for the pivot bolt. Click. Almost forgot. Click. Nice. Hey. Hey. I like to add the date and the odometer on parts that I put in, so the next owner knows that I was properly anal and taking care of the car. They make this stuff in lemon lime, but I'm a blue raspberry man. Damn kids!